Welcome back, folks. This is it. This is the last episode of 2022. I don't even know if I can get like nostalgic. We have our show is not even a year old. You haven't even been playing the game for a year. So I mean, how weird can we get on the end of the year show? But it is. It's the end of the year show. I am your host, Old Man Logan. Thank you for being back at the Cantina. Drink. Cheers. And I'm once again here with my co-host, the Immortal Kane. What's going on, brother?
What's
What
up,
is
buddy?
new and exciting, and what is going on?
Well, I mean, new and exciting is I'm about to relic my JML.
You did message me that. Yeah, you texted me that the other day. You were one piece of gear shy.
I am half a piece of gear shy now.
Oh, so you're on one of those lovely pieces of gear that has multiple parts. It's like a stage play.
Yeah, I've got two of the three pieces required and half of the third piece required. I need 11 pieces of this piece of shit, and I'll finish my JML, and he'll instantaneously go to relics.
Spoken like a true farmer. My goddamn turnips are not going to grow on time. Spoken like a true farmer. Yeah, man. It's when you're free to play, those multi pieces to make one piece of gear, especially to bring so many relics, is really they're they're aggravating. Now, where do you
Yes.
intend on bringing JML upon relics? Tell
Uh,
me it's seven. Just say seven. Lie
I've
to me and say seven.
I've got enough stockpiled right now to at least take him to 5. And
And he has
that's
all six Zetas.
Yeah, he has all Zetas.
Okay, relic five, six Zetas. Okay, all right. Um, what kind of mods are you looking at?
Protection.
Indeed, sir. Tell me more.
Protection.
And what is this? Cheese. And what is this? Cheese.
More cheese.
Yeah. How do you mod him? Protection. How do you mod him? Protection. Um, the one thing that I found, I got lucky. I got really lucky on this one mod. If you can manage to find a mod that you can potentially do this with, you should do it. So you know how the arrows, right? The primary could be a speed, and you get bonus 30, 32 if it's a 6 dot.
Yeah.
Well, my arrow mod for my JML is it's 24% protection. It's 6 dot, but I have 22 speed on it as a secondary. So it
Ew.
kind of takes the place of the speed primary. So I feel like with JML, I wish it was more. Like 20, like I know it's just 22. I wish it was like a 26, but it's not. So I just got to live with it. But that is something I feel like you would want to shoot for because just dude, JML is such a beast. You are gonna have so much fun with it. You wait until the next conquest hits.
Oh, see, I'm in
You're gonna
conquest now.
have you tried him?
Oh yeah.
I mean, he's probably working, but he just doesn't have that. He's not gonna have that oomph until he's like in relics. And then once you get his ultimate, oh my god, you're just gonna destroy shit.
Oh,
You're
dude,
just gonna
I've got him I've got him on a team now where I can drop them all the way down to 30% before even a single person dies.
Yeah, I get weird about bringing teams that low because I try to I stop using shit when it gets to about 60% because then I feel like 24 hours later the next day everything's back to 100,
Yeah.
and then you can just go at it again. It may be a little different for you. I mean, again, yeah, I have 7 GLs, but that's what I do in Conquest is I just hammer through it with all 7G, and I just want to get to the I, I want to bang out each sector as quickly as I can. Like right now, I'm about to hit 4.
Fair.
So, but No, here we are, man. Last show of the year. So I don't know. I know you've only been playing for 5 months, but let's um let's talk about the year in review. The good, the bad, and the eventual ugly. And I kind of wanted to start with let's kind of go over the character release and how busy this year was. And I actually got it pulled up, and the first character released in 2022 was on the 13th of January, and was Iden Versio. And she's fun. She gave one of my favorite factions of all time, the Imperial Troopers, a second team. And
Fair.
she took some troopers that you didn't really use, and they just kind of sat on your bench, like your Magma Trooper, your Shore Trooper, maybe your Death Trooper, um, your Storm Trooper, unless you had Lord Vader. But it's just some of your troopers that were just kind of sitting around on extended shore leave. They're not doing shit, and I gave them a team, and it's a damn good team. A lot of fun to use. From there, on the 27th of January, we had the second sister. And I'm going back a little bit. Yeah, she was the first Inquisitor that we got that gave us the inkling that something was coming. On the
I
10th,
finally got to play with the Inquisitors, and they're fucking fun. Like I
they're
don't
funny
care.
dudes.
I don't care what anybody says. I mean, they can be a shit team that is being pushed on us. They're fun, and mine are only like 3 stars each.
Well, I don't know. For instance, I did unlock the Grand Inquisitor. I gave him his 3 Zetas. I actually had to wait almost a week. I was I was short on 1 Zeta. Um, but I put him right to Relic 7, and I've started knocking out missions and conquests the second it started. Like, all right, let's use Inquisitors. And I know Conquest is not the place to gauge team effectiveness due to the data cards and all that shit, but um, I have to say that they are fun. The only thing I will say is they lack a real heavy damage dealer.
Hmm.
Just based by themselves, I feel like I mean, they can do a lot of things, and they point you in a really good direction. I mean, Riva is going to transform this team to be a legend killer, in my opinion. But in using the Inquisitors, yeah, with all those debuffs, they can cripple a team. But it's just, I just wish there was a little more offensive prowess. I guess
Fair.
they sort of lack the one heavy hitter, like Jabba, for instance. It's either Skiffguard Lando or Leia that's just pumping out damage left and right. Inquisitors they're a finesse team. You know what? They're finesse. I would actually say they're one of those teams that probably in GAC or any other kind of event, you need to know this game. You need to know what Purge does, because there's so much in their kits that I feel like you need to really grasp what Purge is and what it's doing to each character and what it's doing to your team. The more stacks of it you have, which is what's going to make Riva teamed up with the Grand Inquisitor so absolutely filthy, because the second the match starts, the opponent starts with 6 stacks of Purge out of the gate. So, but no, they are fun. They are fast, man. You mod them right. I mean, I was talking to you before we started. I've really been working on the mod set for my Inquisitors, and all but one, I'm still working on one, but they're all well over 300 speed because they're all fast. They're all very fast. So on the shit, where did I leave off? Yeah, I was still in January. No, yeah. So after the first Inquisitor, then on the 10th of February, we got Ninth Sister. that big bastard, who's actually a really good tank.
Yes.
25th of February, we got the MG 100 Star Fortress, the Resistance Bomber, which, all right. Kane, I got to ask you a question. And I don't know if anyone else has noticed this, but I mean, why did that scene in that movie with the Resistance bombers flying painfully slow? Why did it remind you of footage of B-17s bombing Germany? Is this not Star Wars? Is this not Star Wars?
It
Is
is.
this not spaceships that fly? I mean, like they used like weren't Y-wings bombers, and they were much faster than these goddamn things. Did they just not have any in stock, or did they just downgrade on purpose? Seriously, you're watching that scene and they're ready to drop their bombs. It's like, what is this? 1944 over Berlin? What the fuck are we doing here? Those things were nonsense. Absolute nonsense. As I feel how the ship is now, I don't have it. I don't have it 7-star. It's so stupid. I just can't do it. I just can't do it. March 4th, we had the Thai Echelon, and that ship created quite a buzz in the community. It finally gave everybody a counter to Executor. And our friend Sternbach from Good Morning Korriban, he was on that white on rice. He was on that shit. He loves his first order, and I've figured it out now. It took me forever, but because I'm just slow, I guess slow in the uptake on that kind of shit. But yeah, there's an Executor counter. They created that. So then in the month of March, we'll just skip ahead here a bit. You had Seventh Sister, Eighth Brother. So the first Night Sister was released in January. Then in March, we get two more. So now at this point, we know, all right, something's coming down. Um, April, we had the Outrider. Outstanding ship, dude. Outstanding ship. I mean, you need it for the profundity, and it is that is one of the ships that makes that fleet tick. Is the Outrider. That much fire. I mean, it's just constantly shooting. Um, then the 28th of April, we had our fifth Inquisitor. Funny you mention it. It's the fifth brother. And then we had some real weird random shit, dude, in May 12th. Sortie or Shorty, the character that CG just created. Somebody sat in a cubicle and waited for Lumberg to show up and tell them they had to work on Saturday and Sunday, and they came up with this. And that'll be great. Thanks a bunch. I still don't get that tune, and that's we're gonna cover that in comments because Pico Burrito had I think it was him. Yeah, it was him. Made a comment about Shorty, and I couldn't have agreed more. I was like, God damn! I'm glad somebody said it. Um, June 9th, we had Admiral Radis. That was cool. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed reading that. But then you knew the profundity was coming at that point. You just knew that was CG's way of, well, you can't even call being sneaky. It was just blatant.
There's some strong.
Yeah. July we had the Raven's Claw, and in July we had Black Chrysanthemum.
See, I was playing for that one. I was playing whenever they released Black Chrysanthemum.
Yeah, because that was July.
Or
That
no,
was
no.
July
I'm sorry.
July 21st. I
I'm
think you
sorry.
started playing a little bit after.
Uh, 3 days. I started on July 24th. But that's not black. That's not a black chrysanthemum. That is black croissant.
Or Black Kazakhstan. Whatever,
I'm no
pick your poison,
no.
whatever you want.
I got permission from Bob to patented that as black croissant.
So you're now naming him after a pastry.
Yes, black croissant.
Fair enough. Okay. Uh so in August, there's only one release in August. Skiffguard Lando.
Yep.
5 Han Solos in the fucking game, and they finally decided to give us another Lando. Well, we had young Lando. All right, the third. We had a young Lando. Forgot about that one. And then September, Bougie Leia.
Yep.
So we knew what was coming.
Yeah.
October, we had Hondo
Yeah.
and Triple Zero and BT1. And this past month, we had Sana Staros. And then Afro was eventually, her event was released and ready to go.
Well, we had
So
we
that's it.
had Jabba. We had Jabba in October.
No, we had. I think this was the marquee schedule. These are just
Okay.
the marquee films for that year. Any other event like Jabba or Grand Inquisitor, though, those aren't added in here. But those hit too. So that was definitely a busy year.
Yeah.
But as we also go through the year, it wasn't just a marquee schedule. We had quite a few things hit. We had Datacrons, gear changes, new territory battle, um, all kinds of stuff that just happened. Like so much stuff happened. It was hard to keep up with some of it sometimes. How have you felt since you started playing about the pace of tunes, changes, what they do with the game? Do you find it overwhelming at all?
A little bit, because there's like I said, I just unlocked all five Inquisitors, uh, and I'm playing them at 3 star, and I think they're fun. So I mean, I want to work on them. Uh, I don't know. I'm overwhelmed because I'm playing catch up, and yeah, they're I think they're just gonna keep releasing shit faster than I can build up.
Well, in the state you're in, that's I I just I feel like that's inevitable.
Oh yeah.
I feel like you just unlocked your first legend. As you keep playing this game, that's always going to be kind of, I feel like, something that happens to you, that there's always going to be something else to work on. And this was actually a very interesting question that was brought up on the last episode of HNN that I listened to. I'm trying to remember, my memory's fried, but the question was, it entailed, when, for different players at different GPs, when do you stop working on an event or the tunes for the event before you move on to the next thing? So, for instance, someone in your position, you've unlocked Luke, right? Would you consider spending the resources to relic up some of the requirements for him further, or are you now looking at your next thing?
Uh, honestly, I think that the a lot of the requirements for him the relic level I have them at now is good for them.
Well, say like for the main team that is used with Jedi Master Luke, which is Jedi Master Luke, Jedi Knight Luke, Hermit Yoda, Jolee Bindo, and Jedi Knight Revan.
Uh,
Would you start putting resources into those other tunes to relic them up further, or again, are you nope? Luke's done. I need to move on. I need to move on to the next big item.
so Jedi Knight Revan, no. I believe that I mean Jedi Knight Revan's only relic 3, but I have a team for Jedi Knight Revan. What I am thinking of doing is I really enjoy playing Ezra in place of Jedi Knight Revan. I really
For
do.
Jedi Master Luke?
Huh?
For Jedi Master Luke?
Yes.
That opinion will change as time goes on.
I honestly don't think so. I mean, so my Jedi Knight Revan squad has Revan, Bastila, uh Grandmaster Yoda, and then it used to be Hermit Yoda and Bendo. So
Yeah.
now,
Do you have Joe? Do you have Jolee in relics?
yeah, Relic 2.
Okay.
So my my new platform that I'm running is Jedi Knight Revan, Bastila, Grandmaster Yoda, and to throw a tank in the mix, I'm throwing Old Ben where Hermit Yoda was.
So you're saying right now you're once you get Jedi Master Luke into relics, you're moving on to the next thing.
Yeah.
All right. And I think that's fair for somebody, and that was mentioned where I as I said before where I heard this, and it was somebody at your GP. You're going to get you're going to get utility out of um, Jolee at Relic 2. At least he's in relics. You may face somebody who doesn't have Jolee in relics yet. You're going to get good utility out of things that are lower relic. Whereas as I was listening to this, I kept thinking about Executor and how, especially in ship arena, where some of your that crystal income is very critical, because that's a constant. Yeah, they took it away. They took crystals away in that arena mode, which I don't even think a lot of people care about anymore. But ships, you still have to give a shit about. So when I unlocked and got Executor to 7, I kept thinking, well, I want these mirror matches to be easier. So before I moved on to the next thing, I put IG-88 to Relic 8. I put Beskar Mando to Relic 8. I put Cad Bane to Relic 8. Because I wanted and I gave every pilot 6-mods. Because I wanted the fleet to I guess to work, just to make the mirror matches, just to put the percentages better in your favor.
I get
But
that.
again, for somebody at your GP, that would same scenario. You unlock Executor. Other than putting 6-mods on your pilots, which I highly recommend, you'll probably leave their relic levels where they are. So it's GP dependent on how far you go into a project and how often you change that project.
Yes.
So, that was actually a question that was presented to HNN on that episode, and I found that question to be very fascinating, honestly.
I just
For instance, no, go ahead.
So for I would say for players in my GP range that are just unlocking that first GL, or you know about to are thinking about going for their second one, thinking about going for a new team. For me, I think it's best to move on. And the reason that I say that
Yeah,
is as you get a higher GP, you're going to get that higher crystal income just because of the things that you've already brought. So like when I unlock executor, I'm already using my fleets and getting in the top 40s, top 30s using malevolence. So when I unlock executor, that's just gonna that's just gonna like hoard my crystal income so much that I'll have time to go back.
and that's your next project, right? As executor.
Yes.
Yeah. See, and for instance, like where I'm at, when I unlock Java, I'm thinking, okay, you had to have, if memory serves me correct, which probably doesn't, but I'm just gonna say fuck it and shoot at the hip. Um, Skiffguard and Bougie Leia, I think the minimum requirement was Relic 5.
I think so.
Kersan, I believe, was Relic 5. I think the core team, and I think Gamorrean Guard was like Relic 3, or maybe it was 5. I don't know, somewhere in there. But after I got them to the Relic levels that was required, I went further. I brought Jabba to Relic 9, and the rest of the team is all Relic 7. Because I just felt like, okay, this is my seventh legend in GAC. These are the teams I'm going to be facing. These teams are going to be Relic 7, if not some members Relic 8 or Jabba Relic 9, and lo and behold, yeah, that's what I'm dealing with. There's been a couple of Jabba teams that were a couple tunes have been 5, but for the most part, everybody did the same thing I did. They went, all right, I'm going to spend more signal data. Here we go. Bloop. And there we are. They wonder why people at the higher end are broke. I mean, Christ, after Java and the Grand Inquisitor, I'm like, I need to be defibbed. Yeah.
Hey, what's up, Bob? Bob just
Bob's
hopped.
in?
Yeah, Bob just hopped in the chat.
Howdy, Bob.
We were just talking about the black croissant.
Can't believe you named him after a goddamn pastry. You really did. I like Black Kazakhstan because this reminds me of Borat. Like, the sexiest Wookiee in all of Kazakhstan. Just it fits. Anyway, so continue the year in review. But no, I thought that was a great question in HNN. That question fascinated me, and it's funny how you're driving to or from work and you listen to another content creator and they have an amazing question. You're like, dude, I never thought of that. Um, so you were talking a little bit earlier about how at times you felt a little bit overwhelmed, but in the past 5 months, you've also been introduced to Datacrons, the new TB, but let's go into something that maybe has been a lot more positive for somebody at your GP level, which are the gear changes. Dude,
So,
you cannot lie that those stun cuffs, squirt guns, and carbantes have not been very helpful because they've been
oh no, they
helping me.
have. They have. So with the gear changes, which are good, I'm loving the gear changes.
Solid.
I'm gearing my teams so much faster. Uh, the good also comes the bad. The the
All right,
grind
you old maid who didn't take off their shoes before they walked in your living room.
the grind for gear 13 is insane now.
there's nothing you can do about it. There's nothing you can,
Yeah,
and there's nothing
I know.
CG will do about that. That's where they're gonna make their money. That's their
And
money. That's their play. That's their play
the
right there.
scavenger, like the little scavenge dude, so that you can get your bronzium wiring, things
Dude,
like that.
I warned you about that scavenger. I
No,
warned you. He's not just a scavenger. He deals meth, and
no,
he takes all your shit.
oh no, he
He takes
does.
it all.
But CG went and they changed how much you get for each piece of gear that you scavenge now.
I know, and I've felt the change, and
It hurts.
it hurts. It hurts.
I'm
I've
now
noticed it.
bronzium wiring. I'm not worried about bronzium wiring. I'm good for bronzium wiring probably until I stop playing this game or CG fucking finally boots me. Uh, I mean, hell, I've got pieces of gear that I can scavenge. Like I've got over 3,000 of this, 3,000 of that, 3,600 of that.
I'm just laughing because I constantly have to keep a close eye on my bronzium wiring stockpile. Like it's gotten to the point where the first two pieces in any relicking of any tune, the first two pieces, I feel like are the ones that I really have to monitor because I've spent so much that all that, and you should know this by now, the account that Nev gave you, but you have so much disposable income in terms of shit gear.
Yes.
I don't have that anymore. I mean, 90% of my roster is in relics.
So Bob said the gold ones didn't get nerfed. Red Devil said, yeah, gold gear didn't get nerfed because it's not doubled up in drops.
Well, yeah, yeah,
Now,
that is true.
I will say Bob is right. It's the Relic 7 and up grind that is bullshit. It's already hard to take someone to Relic 9. Now it's just insane.
Well, of course, Bob is right. He's the floating head. He that's what he does. He's doing it for us, and I appreciate it. So yeah. So whatever Bob says, I'm just going to say that Jesus said it on the hill. Homeboy turning like water into wine and shit. Like he's just doing his thing. Just let him do his thing. Let him be great. Let Bob be great. No, I've noticed that conversion rate. Dude, it sucks. I've noticed it.
It hurt. It hurt. It actually put a dent in my horde.
And that's gonna be like it. Getting tunes to Gear 12 is not the issue. It's getting it's the barrier in that last level to relics and then relics. It's those are the issues. And for those thinking that maybe, I mean, I don't know, CG could address this with the relic material, but I don't think they're gonna. Why is it every time you go visit, your local crack dealer, the Jawa, and want to turn some shit in, there's other packs there of, hey, you don't have to turn this in, but you can buy this. Like typical drug dealer. There he is. The little bastard.
So I will go ahead and update you. The next time that we rent a Bob said he'll do anything for a shard pack. So I mean, we
You
may
know,
get Bob and a little bit extra of Bob.
I feel like if we were in the field back in the old days of the army, he would retract that statement
Oh, I would, guaranteed.
because he's never been duct taped to the muzzle of a howitzer.
And then elevated.
Yeah, indeed, indeed. So, Bob, you may want to rethink that, brother. Just saying, you may want to take a step back and reevaluate your decision making. Just that. So gear changes. There's some good. There's some bad. There's one other thing that they've done, I wanted to bring this up, and I know it's been mentioned before. And again, this is CG's way of incentivizing you to go for the next big thing, which is Jabba, obviously, because dude, those rewards in Smuggler's Run 2 are legit. They are no joke. And you get to do the event twice, and you're getting 60 of those attenuators and a lot of mods and a shit ton of mod upgrading material. And if you have Jabba, that event is yours. It's not autoable. It's like you actually have to play it because those death troopers will kick your ass. But man, that's one thing I'll say on the good, the bad, and the ugly topic. On the good, yeah. Granted, you have to go after the latest big thing, but the rewards in that event are just outrageously good.
I still stand by. I stand by. Give me the conquest pass for crystals.
I totally agree. Dude, I remember the first time you said that. It was,
I mean,
yeah.
we could even throw that poll in chat right now. Like, if you got if chat, if you agree that you should be able to get the conquest pass for crystals, if you're a spender, you still get to spend, but the free to play players should get the conquest pass for 9.99 crystals.
I think 999 crystals for that is perfect. You know how many free to play players I think would actually do that?
Oh, dude,
Because
all of them.
sometimes it's those extra shards you get that can make or break you getting that character. I mean, yeah, it's not a whole lot. I think it's like 20. I think you get 20. You get 2 per little box that goes across the thing. But that that could make a huge difference. I wholeheartedly think, like, I honestly think that for almost every offer that they offer for money, there should be a similar offer in crystal expenditure that should also be provided for the same thing. Because if you
Glitching
notice,
glitching virus 1, welcome to the chat.
glitching virus.
Yep, glitching virus 1.
So,
You
like, you're
you
laying
know
on you.
you know said individual.
All right, but I'm just asking, like, you're laying on the couch with 101 fever, and then all of a sudden, for 5 minutes, you feel good, then you feel like shit again. Is it like that kind of glitching virus?
And it's more like Tourette's. Like you're kind of all right, everything's easy going, and then you just start twitching.
Dude, don't bring up that South Park episode. I'll start laughing too hard. Dude, don't do it. Just please don't. Don't. That episode had me on the floor. Oh my god. I pissed. Oh, it's so bad. Oh, God bless those two men because they're going to hell. Anywho. Um all right, so we year in review. The good, there's some solid characters. We got a legend. The bad, well, everybody feels a little different, but the general consensus is, well, I don't know. Do we put Datacrons in the bad or the ugly?
That
Can
Lord
you?
Vader Datacron, that in the
That,
fucking
that
bad.
was ugly. That was ugly. I will gladly put that in the ugly category all day. And that dust, that stupid shit. It goes away. Goes away tomorrow. Which I'm looking forward to because I had a shitload of level 9 Datacrons in that set.
The
And
Dashcron was good.
dude, I know. I'm actually gonna miss that one.
Yeah,
That was good.
the Dashcron was good.
But there is a nasty Datacron in this new set for the Grand Inquisitor that I'm going for.
Yes.
Yeah, I will be Black Friday shopping that ass all day. I'm going after that one. Oh yeah, absolutely, without a doubt. So yeah, we could put the Dodge Dodge Crons in the ugly category. Yeah, I'm cool with that. I think Datacrons we should kind of just put in the bad, even though I'm sorry, I still think there's some decent things about them. Like this latest set, for instance. There's nothing in this latest set. There's some good stuff in it, but there's nothing like there was in this last one with Dodge, which was just over the top OP. So I like the stat changes. You know, you get some crit damage, you get some potency, you know, a side of tenacity. You know, you like your health well done. You know, maybe a little extra protection on your fries. Just I like all the little sides that they're doing here, but we'll get more into that because one of our questions and or comments was I again don't remember who mentioned it, but somebody mentioned something about Datacrons that I wanted to talk about at that
Yes, they
point.
did.
Yes, they did.
No,
So
I actually so this time around I actually went through and read like all of these because of how good these were. Like these were actual like I was intrigued and I'm excited for the answers to the question that you put out this week. I could
yeah,
not help myself. Not 99% of the time I read the question and then I get like everybody gets my live reaction. I could not stop myself from reading these. These were really, really good.
I read them a couple times too, but I think only because today at work was just a complete washout, and I ended up having a lot of free time, so I just read them again. I'm just being honest, but no, they were good. No, fuck me. No, they were good.
You're gonna flip shit. You're gonna rage. You're gonna rage on this one.
No, I already know where you're going with this. I already know where you're going. And Bodie, really, dude, you need to stop your nonsense. Like you should hear yourself. You should hear yourself. It's nonsense.
And see, even Bob agrees. Bob said they were good. He read them too.
Yeah, I just want to strike that one part on the record with a motion to strike. Yeah, with a motion to strike. Um, well, before I do my thing, you need to do yours, Mister Whiny Pants, about GAC because that's where we're now transitioning to. Because you
Ah,
had some thoughts, concerns, gripes, bitches, moans. So please, I will go prepare you a platter of cheese while you tell us about your wine.
so
I
it's
love you.
a it's a really really shitty red wine. The flavor really does not accent itself the way that it should. You get some
It
really
was really dry.
you get some really
It was a
salty
bad year.
grapes in this one.
It was a bad year. It has tannins.
This is one of those that you were supposed to let breathe, but popped a cork and downed.
And
It was
started drinking.
horrible.
Undisciplined. You didn't smell it. You didn't like air. You know, yeah, all that shit. So
Um,
yeah, this was the last round of 5v5, which makes me sad in a way because
I,
Christ, we're going back to 3v3.
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. I got screwed in fives.
All right, Kane, take it away. What happened? What happened in 9 rounds of 5v5? First off, tell the listeners how did you do?
Well, this is bullshit because I went 3-6.
You are the Denver Broncos of your GAC.
No, 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 no. I would classify myself as I was I was the Kansas City Chiefs. You know, they
No, you
went up.
weren't. You were
No, no,
Russell Wilson, and you robbed Denver of $230 million.
no. I was the Kansas City Chiefs because everybody that I was playing, I had a leg up, and going into it, I had a leg up. I thought that I was actually going to do good because of what I did in threes. And then the teams that I went up against, oh, they came to play. Like they came out on the field. They beat me in a coin toss. Then they made me fumble the ball on the receive. They scored on me. They did a 2-point conversion. They kicked me the
We're
ball
overdo-
again.
we're overdoing it with the football metaphors.
So every single opponent that I went up against had me by shit 2 million GP
I was
at
about to say,
minimum.
how badly were you outnumbered in most of your matches?
Dude, the whole first round, I went up against at least 4 GLs per match, and I only won one of them.
Ouch.
Yeah, like I got
Yeah,
screwed in
that's
fives.
that's. I'm not gonna lie, dude. That's where you're at. That's a tough pill to swallow, and that just makes GAC so much. It almost makes it work. Like
If
I remember those days of having this many GLs and oh shit.
if they don't like the one that I won in the first 3 rounds, I'm guessing that he didn't scout me, so he kept his GLs for offense. So I was able to actually attack and do something. The second round, the only reason I won is because the guy with 4 GLs didn't attack. And then the last 3 rounds,
He didn't attack.
no, he didn't attack at all. I beat him. I beat him with a score of 10.
I mean, doesn't matter if you win by an inch or a mile. Winning is winning, I guess. Yeah.
I
Kane,
got
I
10.
love you to death,
I
but
got 10
if I had
points.
4 GLs and I saw your roster, I would trounce your ass.
I got 10 points. I got 10 points for first attack. I didn't even beat the squad that I went up against. I just
You
got
know
10
what?
points because Han shoots first.
Let's let's have a hypothetical which could potentially be a social experiment. Let's say the guy looked at his opponent and had a complete moment of just utter guilt that he went, the holiday season, I'm going to give it to this guy. Or it
I
could have been he was, or it could have been he was shopping and he fucking forgot and then kicked himself later.
I will say this. I will say this about fives. I had something happen this fives that has never happened before. I was messaged by my closest match. He had, I think he had 3 GLs, and he put all the GLs on defense, and I was still able to dwindle them down with using every squad I had, but I lost. He
You know,
mess he messaged me and said, "I like your enthusiasm. Great attempt." Because I wasn't taking no for an answer.
cheers. Um, in terms of that, I always message the people I lose to because I feel like when you lose, your opponent is more agreeable to conversing. I've noticed that when you win and you message, hey, you set a pretty nice defense, good match, good luck in the rest of the event. Wait for it.
Pause for dramatic effect.
Crickets. Drum roll, please. And then no, you get ghosted. So I message when I lose, and I march my ass to the other end of the field of battle with my tail between my legs and say, "Good sir, good match," and call it a day. But again, you win, yeah. So that's why I stopped because the conversation becomes rather one sided. I have had a couple people say, "Wow, man, yeah, that was you really you beat me in it," but more often than not, it's a very silent fuck you.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, yeah. So, um, so I'd reported at the end of last 3v3 that I had a miserable go. It was bad. I think I was Jesus. I think I was 2-7 or 3-6,
Yeah, two and seven,
somewhere in
2 and 7 last threes.
there. 7. Yeah, it was a shit show. I got trounced. I got regulated. I got dropped to Kyber 2, and I kind of took a step back and looked at myself in the mirror and was like, no, I didn't do any of these things. I just was like, wow, I must just really suck at GAC, and which you do. But and then 5v5 hit, and I was excited, I unlocked Jabba. I'm like, all right, let's go. Got my 7th legend. And then I lost my first match of 5v5. And I just went, all right, this is the moment where I took a step back, looked at myself in the mirror. No, I didn't do it then either. But no, I just thought to myself, all right, I need to reevaluate some things here and maybe change up the defense. Maybe people are still scouting. I don't anymore. In the if your opponent has a shitload of datacrons, I feel like it's almost pointless to really scout because, and yeah, that may be the team they place, but they place it with 100% armor and 70% health steal. It's just a different kind of animal. So then I went off Kane, and I won my next 8 in a row, and I went 9-1 in the season.
8-1, 8-1.
8-1. Thank you. 8-1. I went 8-1. And I got back into Kyber 1 comfortable. Well, not comfortably, but if I completely bomb this 3v3, I'll get regulated again back to Kyber 2. But I'm back in Kyber 1 where I wanted to be. So I will say, in fairness, I did have 2 matches where the other person didn't attack. It was the holiday season. That does happen. I did have 3 other matches where I felt bad because my opponents were like 8 point something million, and I'm sitting at 10, and I had Jabba and they didn't. So I was a dick and put Jabba and Lord Vader with 104% dodge cron on defense and just said, hit me. And I have 0 guilt. So I guess I didn't really feel bad after all, did I? No, I didn't.
Yeah, Red Devil said in their last round, the guy messaged them after Red Devil beat him. The guy had 4 GLs to his 2 and had them by 1.3 mil GP, and it was a really good conversation. You see,
Really?
that's like I said, man, it's the community that holds this game together. Like whenever you do have that, hey, dude, you really you schooled me better. I'll get you next time.
See, some faith in humanity restored right there. Like, when somebody saves like a freezing kitten or something. It's moments like that that make you go, wow, people are actually cool, rather than, because at first I thought you were going to tell me the guy messaged him and said, fucking cheated, you hacked the game, how did you beat me, bro? Which has happened, but no, good for him that's what happened. That's awesome. I mean, people need to, in the end, man, what is this? It's a game, folks. It's a game. It's a game we sit on our couch after dinner and we just bang some shit out. It's what we do. It's a game. It's yeah, going 2-7 and 3v3 sucked, and I was a little down and beat myself up. Like, this is why I created a topic in the show. Why does the old man suck at GAC? And I took that to heart. I took it seriously. Now, again, granted, I did. I had 2 guys that didn't attack back. I had like 3 other opponents that were like 8 million something GP and didn't have Java. It was actually the last match that gave me the last round that gave me the second three round sweep. That was a damn good match. He set his Jabba, but he didn't set his Lord Vader, because I anticipated him setting his Lord Vader and his Jabba. And I'd planned on taking out his Lord Vader with the Traya Omicron, which by the way works like a fucking charm. That was a gift, which I'm calling it right now, folks. It's gonna get nerfed.
I'm
I mean,
I'm
yeah, we know the Lord Vader Kron is going bye bye. I'm not gonna say the other thing because it's just stupid.
I,
Um,
I was laughing. I was laughing. Red Devil. I punched up and he wasn't pissed at me. I've had some douche canoes that were super toxic, but I don't pay attention to those assholes.
did he actually type in douche canoe?
Yes, he did. Yes,
I'd
douche
like to.
canoe.
I'd like to buy him a drink and shake his hand. Yeah, that well said, sir. Well played. Well played. Um, but no, he had 3 attempts on my Lord Vader, 2 attempts on my Ray, Ben Swallow, Dash, IG, Quill, 3 attempts on my Jabba on my top zone, which he didn't beat, and he didn't even bother hitting my Malgus. So I'm thinking, okay, well, he cleared my bottom, but he had several drops. All I need to do is clear his tops and his ships and one squad in the south, and I got him, and that's what I did. Oh, that's one thing I've been meaning to ask you, Kane. Do you wait for your opponent to hit you, or when GAC starts, you're just, you know, you're just
I
going.
I like to spread mine out. I don't like to go in and just full blown like, hey, you're gonna fucking learn today. I don't like to do that. I like to like I'll take out a section and then I'll wait a couple hours. If they still don't attack, I'll take out another section. If they still don't attack, then I'll take out like their ships. So I like to space mine out. Now, if I take out a section and poof, they take out a section, now I'm like, okay, now we got a game. I like to go back and forth with my opponents.
Yeah, see, I'm the complete opposite. And anybody in chat, let us know what you do. I and Bob and everybody else know. I'd like to know. I never play my GAC when it starts ever. I wait. Um, I look at it. I look at what he placed. I kind of study it. Go, okay, this could beat this. This could beat this. This potentially could beat this. But I may need this here, so I might have to move this there or try this there. Maybe this counter will work. And then I go to bed. I get up. I go to work. I look at it. More often than not, when I go to bed and I wake up in the morning, 75% of the time my opponent has tried something. Whether they full cleared me or they went after me and they screwed up somewhere and then the board is where it is. Then I feel like when I get done with work, I have a couple hours before GAC ends and I can kind of sit back and look at, okay, he failed here, if he failed. If he full cleared me, then the pressure's on me. All the pressure, if he full clears me perfect, then the pressure is completely on me and I have to just outplay him in banners. But if my opponent screws up somewhere, then I feel like it kind of gives me the advantage of, okay, you did this here. So really all I need to do is wipe out this, and maybe something here, and I can beat you on banners.
So Red Devil commented on your Treya. Treya is a raid character and hard to attain. Her Omni shouldn't get nerfed. Someone will figure out a super effective counter for it. Bob said he has absolutely zero GAC strategy. Uh, uh,
Hold on. Can I chime in on that? I went to work on Monday, and Monday is kind of a weird day. I do property management and property maintenance, and I have a property that I oversee and work on out in Pittsfield, Massachusetts. It's about a 50-minute drive. I go out there, do what I got to do, and I drive back. While I'm driving, I like to listen to shit. And On the way back, Bob started doing his GAC match. So I couldn't watch it, but I chimed in. And yeah, homeboy has no plan. Like I'm driving and I tried to chat in a couple of things when I was like at a stoplight, but other than that, I'm driving and at a couple points I was like, no, do this. What are you doing? Not that I'm an expert, because I mean, again, we have a segment that says, why does the old man suck at JAC? But I just would have liked to have given him my 2 cents, and I couldn't because I was working. So, no, Bob puts on a good stream. That was fun. That was fun to listen to. That was the first stream I actually got to listen to him live. So that was cool.
Well, Red Devil put in. Uh, I attack when I have time in GAC. My attack time is all over the place. Bob said I just attack when I can stream. 90% of the time, that's less than 4 hours left in the attack phase. Then he said that's the best way.
Then he does what I do. And I'm sure more often than not, somebody's already attacked him. And then he can sit back and look at the board and go, oh, I got you, motherfucker. I got you.
He said my goal is to teach you what not to do. And then he said he appreciates you coming to the stream.
Then Bob, we should like team up on our GAC streams and title it "What You Should Not Do."
That's what he just said. He said sometime you'll have to come chill with him while he's GACing.
Oh, down. Just name and time and place. Down.
Do it in threes. Do it in threes so that you can show him what not to do in threes.
Jesus Christ, dude. Threes drive me nuts. It's this fucking game was meant to be played in 5v5. Threes just aggravate me.
He said he's down.
Threes aggravate.
Red Devil said Bob is the master of what not to do.
Ouch. Dude, threes. It's just it's obnoxious. It's I don't know. It's I play this game to have fun, not to think too much, not to make my fucking brain hurt. It's like, come on, man. Really? I don't want to do threes. And I think my opinion is rather popular, because I know there's a lot of other people that look at threes and just kind of go, it's not.
I could get behind that, Bob. Bob says he thinks they should do 2 5v5 seasons with 1 3v3 season. I could get behind that. I like threes better than fives, but I could get behind 2 5s and 1 3.
See, that's like for 2 weeks I get to drink bourbon, and then for 1 week I have to drink vodka. It's just not gonna fucking work.
Well, you can sit there and drink all the vodka you want to. I'm allergic to that shit. Makes my knuckles swell.
Really?
Yeah. Every time I drink vodka, I wake up the next morning. I don't remember what the hell I did. My knuckles are swollen. Then I'm
Stop
getting
punching.
It's just not my fault.
So you drink vodka, and then the next morning you look like a 90-year-old with arthritis?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stay away from liquor made out of potatoes.
Hence the reason that my hands are almost the size of my face, because they just keep swelling up.
Good Lord. All right, so we'll wrap up. Jesus Christ. We'll wrap up GAC review. So yeah, 8-1, and here I am on the dawn of 3v3, and I'm gonna probably get my shit pushed in. That's okay though. That's all right. It may be differently. I got my Grand Inquisitor now. But oh no, well, let's do it now. Fuck it. New brew time. New brews, new drinks, cocktails, things you've done in the game. So Kane, let's start with you since last week. Dude, what are you working on? What's hot off the press and what's been poured into the glass? What are you working on?
I mean, obviously I'm getting up to to relic my JML. He should be done tomorrow. Uh,
You said one piece, right?
half.
One piece of
Ha-
the conglomerate of other shit that leads into one. Yeah.
um, but I'm still continuing to work on gas. I've got everything in relics, droid wise, except for B1. I've got everything in relics except for B1. I'm actually bringing up everything right now. So there you go.
Oh, you're working on gas.
This is the last fight that I have, and I keep getting my shit pushed in, and I'm almost positive it's because I don't have B1 in
B1.
relics,
You need B1 in relics. You
and
need B1 in
that's
relics.
that's where I'm at.
Show me. Go to the left first. Top left. No, top left piece of gear
Oh
right there. So you got that.
yeah.
How are you sitting on the purple pieces?
Let me go back. Shitty.
Yeah, that's shitty.
But it's because like everything that I can do here, this takes fleet shards. With a one piece of gear that I'm missing for JML takes fleet energy.
yeah, that's always a problem.
So my normal energy, I've been running this, trying to go ahead and get this one right here knocked out. There's another one that takes fleet. That takes fleet. This one takes fleet.
I'm listening. Keep going.
I think this one. I'm not sure if this one takes fleet. I want to say it does. I want to say this one's fleet. Yeah, fleet energy. So that's really been my holdup is that I need fleet energy to finish my B1, and all of my fleet energy is going to JML right now. Like
Gas main.
when I say it's going to JML right now, it is like 100% going to JML.
Yeah, no, you're there. You're there.
Wait a minute, what the
Um,
hell happened? Okay, there we go. I'm seven little pieces away, and he's
all
ready
right.
for relics. And then to make matters worse, that shit, wrong one. To make matters worse, I told you I've been hoarding my relic gear.
Stuff to do. It's
I don't even know why I
that's a
went here because I already have it pulled up here. So signal data, right? I'm at 106,
okay.
83.
Okay.
Are you gonna click it? There you go. 83. I've been hoarding my signal data, trying to get this.
Yeah, you're gonna get him to about relic 4, relic 5, and then you're gonna be out.
Yeah, and then I'll be out of signal data.
You know. So then I would say get Luke to relic 4, relic 5, and considering you're that close, get your B1 done and unlock gas. Because
Yeah,
bang,
that's my
unlock.
plan.
That's two teams right there.
Oh yeah, so I've already got. Well, I don't even have the team set up, but I've got Grievous at 7. Uh, B1 is the only droid in his group that is not relic. And then
Hmm.
I'm getting my first attempt at conquest with a GL. It is it is so much easier.
Oh, what do you get him in relics? Wait till you get him in relics, my friend. You're gonna notice a big difference, and you're gonna notice a difference in GAC having a legend. You are. You're just gonna notice that you've got this very potent weapon that you can utilize, and he's obviously gonna be an offensive team for you. I would hope.
Yes, but just to stay true to all the people that follow us, I'm 7 of 14 on my executor, and all I need is relics. So once I'm done with gas, I'm gonna start hoarding my relics again, and I will finish out the executor next.
You did tell them that. That
And
was
and
your
I
next move.
and I'm gonna stay true to my word.
No, I think that's gonna be really good for your roster. You got a legend now. You've got a legendary ship. It's gonna make all the difference. So
Damn, does it really cost that much?
yeah,
No, Red Devil said save up 25,000 crystals to 7-star the exec.
yeah, dude, from unlock to 7-star, yeah,
Jesus.
you're gonna be sitting at a low star exec for a little while. Actually, for more than a little while.
I've been
For a
getting my
while.
ass handed to me by 4 stars.
Oh yeah, that ship is brutal. So here on the old man's end, it's um Afra's cool, does some good shit. Um I'm actually a little more excited to start getting Sana Staros relict actually more because I just think she creates a really cool scoundrel slash rebel team and puts life back into Stormtrooper Han, who's one of my favorite tunes. But the Grand Inquisitor event came. What was that? Christmas Eve that dropped?
No, yeah, Christmas Eve.
Yeah. CG, you completely thoughtless pricks. Like Christmas Eve, and I got to sit. And luckily, it was in the morning. We weren't doing a lot yet, so I figured I'd do it then. And man, that I was on my phone for a solid hour and change. And the two phases that were the most maddening was Ahsoka Tano Fulcrum. That was annoying as fuck. That I don't ever want to do that again.
I
And
don't I haven't been able to do the fight,
uh,
but that is all that I have been able to hear.
my son just brought me a refill. Joe Boone needed a refill. Oh,
I,
and Bob will be
I
sad to know that my son quit Marvel Strike Force. He doesn't do more. He doesn't do Swigo or Marvel Strike Force anymore.
It's about
It's a
time.
fucking time consuming.
We're gonna have to bring you back to the dark side, young Skyhawker.
His Swigo account is still out there in limbo. How many GLs did you have?
Three.
He had
Four?
three,
Three or four.
3 or 4.
You know what? You know what? I did you spin whenever you played?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if I was to say that I might know an individual that would take that and go free to play on it.
You were like what, 6-7 million GP?
I don't remember. I'd have to pull it back up.
I think it was like 6-7 million GP, somewhere in there. And he was sitting on 3 or 4 legends. I think you just unlocked SCE.
Not just. I'd had him for a while.
You had him for a while?
I got SCE, and then they dropped Kenobi, and then I waited because I'm like, Vader's gonna come out, and I guarantee he was gonna be awesome. And
You
everybody
did say
knows
that.
he was fucking terrible.
Not,
At launch, he was terrible.
So
But
you know said individual. Both of you know said individual. We even had him on the show. He's
Roll.
been having a bad go trying to get his squads up and having issues with credits trying to get different tunes up to 85.
And
He's
that's what's funny. There's a market for people that have quit and for people that have just started and they get sick. They look at this mountain and go, no.
yes.
So I'll spend a couple $100 on an account that's well established, that has a couple GLs, and bang, they've got a ticket to the show.
Yeah, I can give Rolls my account. I don't care.
I will send him a message.
I mean, I have his number. I can text him too.
Yeah, send him a message and ask him if he wants to join the big boys.
Yeah, I can do that. I can. I'd have to. Do I still have Star Wars downloaded? I might. I don't know. I still haven't deleted Marvel because I'm debating if I should just like try again, but it's so fucking time consuming.
One of our listeners, Bob, actually does he does the Marvel Strike. Yeah, he does the Marvel Strike Force the Escape podcast.
Yes, he does.
He does on the Escape podcast. He does a thing for Marvel Strike Force, and yeah, he's with a couple of guys. He's into that game too. But that is one thing I've heard, that Marvel Strike Force can be time consuming.
Yeah, they're just like they constantly have events going on that you have to do like within a certain time frame. It's not like Star Wars where you can do an event and like you have like 5 days to complete said event. They'll drop an event for Marvel and you have to do it within 24 hours, and it's just like
that's true. Great.
Drop everything I'm doing,
especially being active duty military. He's here because he's on Christmas leave. Yeah, but like the Grand Inquisitor event, dude, we had 6 days.
Yeah, like even the big like they have like a conquest type game mode, but it's just one sector of conquest, and they give you 4 days. They give you 4 days to do it, but like that, it takes a lot of different like theory crafting because it's all based off of a high score to get the best rewards, and I just like I don't have that kind of fucking time. I don't have time to just like get off work at 6 o'clock at night and then sit there for 3 hours fucking around with, okay, I can activate these buffs and these debuffs to get a higher score. I gotta fuck around with this team, change the mods around, which the mods in the Marvel Gamer is ISO, and it's a lot different. Nothing's based off of speed. It's like you have to change this around because they'll have different passive effects, and it'll keep your team alive long. I don't have 3 hours to fucking do that.
Not to change the subject, but I have to tell you. So I beat God of War. And I did.
You're going way off topic. You're going road. You're going off road.
I haven't been on PlayStation with like fucking Kane and the boys in a hot minute, so we haven't been able to talk for a while about it.
Oh, we will. When
he's too busy.
Ah.
That's because he's too busy. He got married and he joined the army, and now he don't have time for us common folk.
I don't have time for shit between work, gym. I barely have time for the fucking gym.
Oh Jesus! So, what were we?
I'll let you get back.
No, you're good. You're good. Thanks, bud.
Yeah.
All right. So, what were we rambling about before all that?
About the shit. New Brews.
Oh, New Brews. So yeah, so I'm kind of half-assed working on Afra. Like I'm doing an attempt on the droids. Whatever I get. I'm not refreshing. I am pleased to say that that Grand Inquisitor event was hard. I was on it I'm not gonna lie. I was on my phone between mod changing and missions. I was on my phone for about an hour and small amount of change. Hour and 10, 15 minutes. Straight. Other than that, just earlier today, all of my Inquisitors are Relic 7, so now I can start contributing to Reva Shards. So I'm pretty stoked about that. I've been working on my mods on my Inquisitors like crazy, getting their speeds up, making sure the right mod sets are on the right tunes. So really, that's kind of taken a lot of resources away from going after the next big thing, which is Afra. And this kind of goes back to topic that HNN had and what you and I talked about is when do you move on to the next thing? I finished Grand Inquisitor, but I want to be able to contribute to get Riva shards because Riva is like the next big thing, you
And,
know?
and I would
After
throw
Riva, but Riva is going to I honestly believe that Riva is going to make the Inquisitors so ridiculously good that you getting your Inquisitors start up and Relic 7 should be a priority.
if I mean this is the good, the bad, the ugly. I would throw one thing in the bad from the good because I'm liking the new TB. I am. Uh, you need to already be pretty well established with your squads and your
You do.
relic levels
You do.
in order to contribute in the new TB. For mid game like me and just getting to mid game players, it's discouraging that you can't help your guild. And I've actually had this discussion. I've had this discussion with one of my officers in the guild, and they tell that's why I did all that scouting and information hoarding with Bob on the new TB, because they told me there are other ways that you can contribute, and I'm trying to contribute as much as I can.
And I try to do the same thing, which is why my Inquisitors are done, but now I'm at a place where do all my resources now start going after Afra, or do I put Hondo to Relic 6? Because right now he's at Relic 5. Do I just put him up one more Relic level so I can do that mission in the new TB? Do I put my young Lando? He's at Relic 5. Do I put him up one more Relic level so I can do that mission in the new TB? And I'm actually going to say no. I don't think I should, because we 3-star that territory. If we already 3-star it, then why should I do it?
So is your guild going through it and breaking it down? Or are you guys just doing dark side, neutral, light side, 3-star all of them?
No.
And moving?
My guild has in every sector there's notes for expectations of what they want done. And I know the 2 zones on the second day that have, I can't remember if it's the first day. The second day is Hondo. I can't remember. Yeah, the young Lando's got to be because my young Lando is Relic 5, I believe. Let me just double check because my memory is fucking shot. Young Lando, where are you, you beautiful fucker? Because you hit like a truck. Yeah, he's Relic 5. So yeah, so the second day is missions with young Lando and Hondo, but we 3-star him anyway. So it's not necessary for me to put another Relic level on them. Now, eventually, would I like to get young Lando up to better relics? Absolutely, because young Lando hits like a fucking truck.
So are you already up there with everybody for Afra?
No, God no.
Okay,
The only requirement I've made is Hondo at Relic 5. Other than that, I got to do BT1, Sonastaros, and Trip 0. BT1 is go ahead.
I wouldn't push too hard on trying to clear like relic everything up. If you're not ready for Afra, I would go ahead and burn them.
I just don't see why I just don't see how that makes sense, considering my guild is already 3-starring the territory. I mean, honestly, how many extra points would it's pointless. If we're already 3-starring the territory without me doing these missions, then it doesn't matter.
But at
Giving each of them another relic level doesn't matter because we're already 3-starring the territory.
but at the same time, would that free somebody else's Hondo up and give a team that you'd be able to use that they would be able to use somewhere else?
I mean, I could always ask, but I'm sure the answer is going to be the same of no, don't bother.
Because like
But
we're missing so much on requirements in order to 3-star a lot of places. And that's what we've been asked to work on. But like for me, I can't really contribute very much because I don't have a lot of the tunes that they're looking for. With that being said, me going for my executor is going to give me a dark side squad, which is where I lack the most.
yeah. Well, I mean, I feel into the new year hits and we kind of get a feel of where CG is headed. Where I'm at, and this is not for everybody else, but I'm saying where I'm at the game, where right now the next big thing is Afra. Um, Afra's cool, but I just don't feel like it's a make or break thing for my roster at the moment. Um, I again, when Sana Staros becomes farmable, I'm definitely starring her and giving her Zetas and putting her to relics because she's just going to make a whole nother team.
Yes.
Um, but I feel like I can kind of slow farm Afra for a little, the Afra requirements for a little while, and work on a few side projects that I have. Like I honestly, I would. I'd like to get young Lando at least a relic 7. I'd love to have him at relic 8 because of how potent he is with a good mod set. But um, there's a few other tunes in here I would rather put up in relics. Like for instance, I'd like to start prepping for the eventual showing of Riva. I'd like to get eighth. Yeah, the tanky one, Seventh Sister, I believe.
Thought it was fifth brother.
Oh my god, no, Fifth Brother's the lead if you don't have Grand Inquisitors. Hold on, I'm going to it. I'm terrible at this. Ninth Sister, the tank.
Yeah.
Like for me, for this new Inquisitor squad, Riva and Ninth Sister are Relic 9 candidates all day. So that's something I'd like to focus on. I'd like to get Grand Inquisitor to Relic 8. And I feel like until we get a new GL announcement or a hit of a GL announcement, where I am at in the game, I feel like I've now kind of been given the time to kind of work on some of these things as a side project. Because I
Fair.
mean, Afra's good. I may eat my words. I may meet somebody in GAC that has Afra, and that could be the reason why I lose. But again, I mean, Sana Staros isn't even farmable yet. You run into an Afro, that's a spender.
Yeah.
That's a big
Yeah,
spender.
they bought that win.
So I don't know. I kind of see a window of opportunity to relic up a few things in preparation for other things that I could foresee coming down the road. But hey, now that we've done all that, Kane, why don't you yeah, let's go through our questions and comments now, dude, because we had some good ones.
Yeah, we have a good. So let's see. So question for the community.
Hold on. I'm a technological idiot. How many people do we have actually watching our dumbasses right now?
Right now, 8.
8 of you?
Yep,
God
there's
bless
8.
you.
Bob,
God
so
bless
Bob
you.
Bob had to ghost. He said he's got to drive home. So he was here. So I mean, Bob would make 9.
Well, God bless the 8 other of you. All right. So shit, where is it?
So our question for the community and for chat: name something you would delete that CG did. You can't say Datacrons. That's too easy.
Yeah,
Name.
that that was
Name something you would have improved upon and something you would add. And just right out the gate, TK said delete Swallow. Didn't give a reason, didn't give nothing, just straight delete Swallow.
Yeah, I feel like I'd like a little more context to that. Like, did he think he was just a gear sync? Did he not like the kit? Does it make Ray too difficult to deal with? Like, I personally, I'd like to know the reasoning behind that statement because I like him. I think, and I've fought against it. I like having it, and well, I don't like fighting against it. It can somewhat make Ray teams a little more problematic, but
But
I don't
then
know. I guess I'd like some more explanation behind that.
But the improve is the relic system. Shit costs way too much. Maybe make it so no one item is needed for more than 3 relic levels. Like make the Erodium heat sinks only used for Relic 5 and Relic 6. The Electriums for Relic 6, Relic 7, and so on. Make getting the Carbonite, Chromium, and Bronzium just a little easier to get. And Red
I
Devil
mean,
said delete the Chirotech gear and its crunch.
no, good luck. That's too much of a revenue. That's too much of a revenue stream. That's not going to happen. I appreciate your sentiment, sir, and I agree, but it ain't going to happen.
The
As for the Erodium heatsink, that's actually a decent suggestion, but I honestly think CG's revenue is now on relic material.
oh yeah,
It's gone from gear and it's now relic material. And this new TB totally reflects that.
yeah.
Like we've said it before, Relic 5 is the new Gear 13. That's just where we're at, folks.
The other
Like,
question, Red Devil, is something that you would improve upon, and
yeah.
something you would add. TK's ad is a ship raid might be cool. I'd love to see some more Legends characters like Jason and Jaina Solo, Ben Skywalker, son of Luke, and Mara Jade.
Well, you're dipping into some serious lore that apparently is slightly above my pay grade, but okay.
Red Devil said we need ship loadouts. I mean that's across the board.
Dude, and,
Everybody has said that.
Cheers to you. Yeah, we've been saying that shit for years. Where are our goddamn ship loadouts? That's a quality of life issue, and that's something that can be done so simply and really doesn't take that much. I mean, what the fuck do I know? I don't know anything about this shit, but I can't imagine it takes that long. Jesus Christ, they did datacrons how quickly?
Oh yeah.
You know,
Um,
no
and
gear
then
changes, but here, fucking datacrons.
now we get to Picos. Delete
Oh yes.
delete
What did
delete Sortie. She just doesn't really have a team.
he's right and he's wrong.
There's more viable tunes.
Well,
You can use Sortie on a team. It's just there's others that are more viable. That's the only downside.
he's right and he's wrong. Whereas it's easily beatable in GAC. I think that's probably point number one of why she's pointless. But I don't have her 7-star, which is probably why Burritos, Pico said that because I I've read her kit several times. She's been favorited. She's been in my favorite list forever, and I still haven't put her to 7-star. If I have some spare energy and I'm like, oh wow, I can farm her. Okay, I'll get one or two. And call it a day. But um, she's damn fucking good if you have a node in Conquest where you need 50 kills with droids. I mean, you could do that with Grievous, but
It's easier with
Sortie,
Sortie.
it's an automatic. It's automatic. You're going to knock out that 50 kills with droids so much more efficiently. I mean, I don't know. I guess it's just another tool in the toolbox of something you could use. So I don't know. I think maybe deleting her is a little bit extreme, but I do agree with Pico that she doesn't really like have a place. Like she has no synergy with other Old Republic. If they gave her solid synergy with other Old Republic, then I think she would make a little bit more sense. But as of right now, delete her. No, she's got some uses, but yeah, meh.
So we have two improves, one from Pico and one from Red Devil. So Red Devils is improve on galactic challenges are bullshit. Make them easier to get tunes because it's a year after they came out. The mall challenge is bullshit. In that with a jacked up Phoenix squad. I feel you, bud. I'm still trying to unlock my mall, and dude, that Phoenix squad, just doesn't. No,
He really likes trying to fuck with CG's revenue stream, doesn't he?
yeah,
So that conquest thing, that's no. And I mean, I've been there. I mean, conquest with Inquisitors, god damn it. Conquest with Cartel, god damn it. And for players at lower GPs, it could be conquest with rebels, and you look at your rebels and go, "Oh shit," or Sith, "Oh shit." That's a random thing that CG is going to do to motivate you to build more teams. That's what
yep.
it is, because it's those two Omicrons. Nobody really gives too many flying fucks about the side shit they give you. You want the prime rib. You want the Omicrons. You want those two. Those two lovely little pieces of gear that are still ridiculously hard to get, which they need to start releasing the stranglehold on that shit. So,
And I have the rest three. I have the rest 3-starred, but Galactic Challenge is bullshit. And 2,200 crystals for refresh is also bullshit.
oh no, I wholeheartedly agree.
Oh, dude,
I
if
wholeheartedly agree.
Red, if you go back and you look at or you watch some of our previous episodes, we harp on that 2,200 crystals real hard on an episode.
Refresh my memory on that.
Whenever you're trying to unlock Cat Maul, and the refresh for Cat is 2,200 crystals.
Oh, that's why I need you to refresh my memory, because I can't even. What's that? Proving Grounds?
Yeah.
I can't even do that shit. It won't let me do it.
The improve for Pico is Black Croissant as a viable part of an Afro team.
He's not a fucking pastry, dude. Jesus Christ. All right.
He could be
I don't.
jelly filled.
Man, I might have to get fucking Pico back on the show at some point, because as now a Java owner, that better be a damn good addition to her kit, because I don't know if I would take Black Chrysanthemum off the Java team. I honestly don't see, unless you had Gamorrean Guard well reliced and modded. That I could possibly see. And you add a.
But isn't that the going thing right now? Is that the guard is a hell of a tank for Jabba whenever
The guard is your fifth. The recommended lineup for Jabba is Jabba, Bougie Leia, Skiff Guard Lando, Chrysanthemum, and Gamorrean Guard.
Okay.
That is supposed to be like the core team.
The ad for Pico is a couple more Inquisitors. to make 2 full 5s teams.
Well, from something I heard from the Hugh Hefner of Swigo, Emperor Arnold, who wears the Hugh Hefner robe now. I preferred his white uniform more, but now he wears like this, you know, Hugh Hefner black colored bathrobe kind of thing now, and he just looks like a pimp. I mean, does Wayne Brady got to smack a bitch? So I mean, it's just that kind of thing. They're coming out with a Purge Trooper, from what
Yes.
I understand.
Yes. That was one of the leaks that came out.
Yeah. So if that has the Inquisitor tag, that's one. As Pico said, we would need one more. But if we could do that and make 2 teams, man, I think you would definitely take Fifth Brother off of the Riva Grand Inquisitor squad, and yeah, you'd have 2 teams of Imperial Inquisitors. That would be sick. I'm down for that. I'm cool with that. Yeah, absolutely. By the way, I know some people don't. I know Bodie's not a fan, but Arnold's fun. Oh shit, dude! I totally forgot. I wanted to make a mention. Cubs fan Han quit.
What?
Cubs fan Han quit.
When?
He went on the last session of Rogue Actions with Heinze, and he's done. He's quitting the game.
No.
Yeah, Cubs fan. He's done.
Dude,
So
we were just talking to Cubs fan like a week and a half, 2 weeks ago.
when did we speak to Cubs fan Han?
No, it was in our Discord.
No, different Cubs. That's from my guild.
Okay.
That's just Cubs fan. He's part of GAC Lab. No, Cubs fan Han is him, Mobile Gamer, and Arnold were like the
Yeah.
3 of the 5 families of Swigo. Leave the gun, take the cannoli. Those kind of guys. But no, Cubs quit. He said it was really hard for him to make quality content when he just wasn't motivated about the game, and that's another major content creator that we've lost. And I always enjoyed Cubs. I enjoyed Rogue Actions. So anyway, peace, Cubs. I hope you find happiness in everything that you do and you pursue. Thank you for the memories, dude. You had some great videos. I don't remember what tune it was, but you got a 330 dropped, and I literally thought you were gonna just jump through the screen and attack me. It was like violent, but it was great. So Darth Big Dog had an interesting delete. I want to hear this.
Oh yeah. Delete. Darth Big Dog said, "Delete the Raven's Claw." I get why. I get what they were doing, but this is no substitute for the MF and home 1 fleet.
And I agree. I haven't looked up any videos. I don't know what the Raven's Claw can fully do. I don't have it 7-star either. It's just not on my priority list. So I know from what I've heard, it's not as good as the Falcon, and Home 1 is hurting. That fleet that's a hurting unit right there.
Yes.
That's not even the 3rd or 4th or 5th bombing wing. That's the bench bombing wing. I don't even know what the fuck that is. They don't send that over Germany. They hit coastal bunkers on the coast of France. That's what they do. What's you got for improve?
Improve, and Datacrons would be good if they just removed the GL ones.
How do you feel about GL Datacrons?
I'm on the fence about it because I don't know. I don't think GLs should have it But at the same time, I understand why you would give a GL a Datacron. But from all of the stuff that I've looked up, whenever Datacrons first came out, it was a way to even out the power for those who didn't have GLs. That was, at least that's my understanding.
I look at it in one aspect. It's a lot of people were really and again, Datacrons had just hit, but a lot of people were nervous about the health steal ray.
Yes.
It was figured out. We figured it out. If you had the right counter, you could do it. The Lord Vader Cron was a different animal completely. That much dodge even discouraged some of the best
Yes.
GAC players we've ever seen. Datacron's hit. Calvin Awesome, who is, an amazing GAC player, he suffered. Even Solo, at some points, felt he just didn't want to stream because he just didn't want to. He didn't want to deal with it. Lord Vader dodge Datacron of over 100%. Like why do you want to do that? Like, because if you lose, it means your ass.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna lose. Granted, on a stream, I don't think winning is everything. As long as you entertain the audience and play, that's one thing. But I can see why. All right, well, this sucks.
And then I'm not, you know how I am. I'm not a big fan of First Order. I don't think any of my First Order has anything done to them.
You foolish man.
Yes, I know. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of First
I'm not
Order.
a fan either. Slicker's fucking sick.
But
he's so powerful. He's so good.
But Darth Big Dog's ad is, since Fleet Arena isn't going anywhere and fleets are critical to GAC, add a couple First Order and Resistance ships to fill them out, and maybe a Sith capital ship and a Sith ship or two to add another dark side fleet.
Dude, I'm about to look this up because Darth Big Dog just tugged on my heart a little bit. Oh fuck, hold on. I think it was called, the Ravager. There was, oh shit, Kane left. Look at that. I took too damn long. If you're all watching on stream, that's probably hysterical. I'm trying to look something up and homeboy, I feel like Commissioner Gordon, like you were talking to Batman and then he was there and then you look at something and then you turn back over and he's gone. And that was the immortal one. He literally just popped smoke on me. No, the Nihilist ship was called the Ravager, and there was a hot take went on the airwaves about the Ravager, and dude, I was down. I mean, we got a couple
My
Sith
bad.
ships.
My bad. We had a
No,
code
dude,
brown.
I was just telling the audience how you pulled the Batman. Like I was Commissioner Gordon, and I was talking, and you were there. Then I looked down for a minute, and I look again, and you were just fucking gone. So
we had a code brown. We had a code brown.
Does that mean you shit yourself?
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay.
I didn't. The dog did.
No. Oh, gotcha. So there was a rumor that the Ravager
140 pounds of pure unadulterated fury. Shit himself.
Okay. Ouch. So no, we had rumors the Ravager was coming. That would be nice, man. That Darth Treya Omicron is dirty. That'd give me a really good excuse to put Darth Nihilus to Relic 7. He's sitting at 6 for some reason. I've always told myself I put tunes to either Relic 5 or Relic 7. And I looked at my Nihilus the other day, and I guessed for a long time I didn't pay attention. I looked at him, and he's like, dude, you're Relic 6? Why the... Like, my Darth Scion is Relic 7. I don't know why I didn't put Darth Nihilus to 7. Maybe I just had it on my radar and forgot about it.
Red Devil's on point, because Red Devil said that Separatist fleets need need filling out also. And I 100% agree with that. The Separatist fleet is missing 2 ships for a full Separatist fleet.
All right. Red Devil's online. He's listening, right?
Yeah.
All right. And then here's a hot take. All right. So I feel like that is true if you're losing the match. If you're winning the match, you're spawning how many droid ships? And if the match is well in hand, you can't call a reinforcement because you spawn so many other vulture droids that you couldn't bring in a reinforcement if you wanted to. Now, that may be the case if you're losing a match, but if the match is well in hand, I constantly in GAC go in with General Grievous's ship and go in undermanned because there's been times where I've filled all the reinforcements and I don't use half of them.
So
You can spawn so many vulture droids that you don't need them. And I think that's kind of what CG had in mind.
I'm agreeing with Red right now. So Red said give Asajj and Dooku their ships. Boom. Your Separatists are done.
Well, I wouldn't mind that too, because they're both Relic 7.
Exactly. And it's not just because they're Relic 7, but that would fill out the Separatist fleet.
On a side note, I am not going to lie. I am rather excited for this next conquest to end because my 5th brother and Grand Inquisitor are at Relic 7, and this scythe is going to be like... And they all got 6-dot mods already. So I'm looking forward to see what this scythe can do. But no, Asajj and Dooku, yeah, I'll go with that. I'm down with. I'm buying what you're selling. I'm just saying.
Red even agreed with you. You know, I get that you don't need a full fleet because they are that good, but a full fleet would be nice. And there are times that you will use that whole fleet.
And again, yes, there are times where if it's a close match, you may need a reinforcement. But again, if the battle is going really well, you can't bring a reinforcement in because you've summoned so many goddamn other vulture droids that... And this is what's going to be, and that's why I brought up the scythe thing. That's what's going to make this interesting because you're going to have a ship that spawns 2 TIE fighters. And I can't wait. I think this is going to put Grand Moff Tarkin back on the map as a fleet commander.
Yes.
I think this fleet is going to be sick. I honestly, I could not tell you if this is a defensive or offensive fleet.
I would put it on offense.
I would almost say defense because your opponent is already outnumbered 3 ships to 5. You got the scythe and 2 TIE fighters and the other 2 ships. That's 5 ships against 3 out of the gate.
If you do Tarkin, I would say no, never mind. I was thinking of Thrawn. Because Thrawn has that, instantly defeat something.
Yeah, but I think with this fleet and how much offense a Tarkin fleet lead grants the rest of the team.
Yes.
You have the scythe, the TIE bomber, and man, I hate to say it, but almost Gar Saxon ship because it hits so hard if they're relic and modded, right?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm one of those guys. My Gar Saxon is Relic 5. I'm one. Yep, right here. Laugh. ridicule, judge, write a nasty note, comment, whatever. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, I put Gar Saxon Relic 5. And I did that a long time ago when, I mean, that would have been laughed at more then than it is now, but it's still laughable.
So we do have to keep moving. Like I said, we have a
Nope,
lot
keep
of
moving.
comments on this one.
No, we do.
Red did say or do an Asajj ship and the TIE fighter droid ship as another pilotless ship to fill out the separatist.
Well, it's a possibility.
So Bodhi's improve, and we were talking about this before the show. GAC squish. Since the move to 9-week
hold on.
GAC.
No, what was his delete?
Oh yeah. That's my fault. Bodhi's delete was meat face referencing Red 5.
Okay, now
Tri-fighter, not TIE fighter. That's from Red.
I read some of the stuff that comes out. I've never caught, because I skim. I just go for the pertinent information. It's through other content creators that I've heard about this Red 5 thing, and apparently it's like a band. It's like a music band that Meat Face or Meathead or Meatball or whatever the fuck his name is apparently likes. And it's like, apparently he's been doing it for a while. So again, I try not to pro real negative shit, but I will say one thing. Meat Face, Meat Bag, Meathead, Meatball, wherever the fuck you are, unless you intend on giving us a Red 5 ship, if that reference is to fuck with people because it's named after some douchey indie rock band, you need to stop. That's just no, that's wrong morally. That's just wrong. Just stop. Just don't do it. Just say no to Red 5. Say no to Nancy Reagan. Say no to Red 5. Say no to drugs. Say no to Red 5. Just be done with it. Let it go.
But Bodhi's
Stop promoting a douchey indie rock band. I don't even know if it's douchey indie rock. I'm just trying to be funny. But just stop. Just don't do it.
Bodhi's improve is the GAC squish. Since the move to 9-week GAC from 12-week, they need to rework the maths.
Dude, the GAC squish is real. More and more people are getting squished out of not only of Kyber 1 and Kyber 2. I've noticed it. Like other than that disastrous 3v3, I felt like even if I did well, I feel like I'm still slowly being squished out.
I get that.
And from what I heard from the Gambit boys was this is something CG has done and it's not intentional. It's just part of their, I don't know, Kane. What do you call it? I don't speak Greek. What is it? They're part of their algorithm or part of their fucking.
It's
I don't know.
you hit the nail on the head. It's algorithm.
So I do speak Greek apparently. Okay. Well, this is Sparta. So I don't. Yeah. So yeah, GAC squish since the move. All right. Yeah, they do.
Red said, "Come to a Rhodium 2. There's no squish and yummy cookies here."
Red Devil, do you know how many GACs I would have to just sit on standby with my thumb up my ass for me to drop to a Rhodium 2? And then there I am sitting at a Rhodium 2 with a 10 million account and 7 GLs, and people are going to look at me like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? Like, do you just suck at life? Like, no, that's not going to a Rhodium 2.
And
I
then
appreciate the sentiment, but
and
that's
then
not gonna happen.
there's Bodhi's ad.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
Bodhi's ad is Jar Jar because and even Red said his response is that your response is awesome. Moving right along because I know that the rants are just going to start coming because the next one is from Jar Jar McGoats. Jar
Why? Why is there this incessant need?
Jar Jar said I would delete cat. I would delete
What?
cat for the yeah, I would delete cat for the sole reason to allow CG to create unique characters without having to include a way to circumvent her one-shot ability, as every new shiny that comes out now has to include some way to avoid it.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, they kind of did. It's called Jabba with Chrysanthemum, who revives. They
Well,
kind of did address that, and
well, he continues. I mean, there's like a whole discussion on this one, and they even put in there the revive. But he continues. This would allow new characters with distinct kits, not to just wash and repeat kits.
I think deleting cat is a little much. Um, Again, I think they're addressing the cat issue. Jabba, for instance. Jar Jar, I'm going to tell you right now, Reva's kit is going to shit on Kenobi all day, every day. Because Reva taunts out of the gate. And if you annihilate her, you just make her stronger. And then she hits like a runaway Mac 18 wheel truck. So this issue is being dealt with. It is. It really is. Granted, it's end game shit. It's, as Nev says, it's tip of the spear. It is. It's tip of the spear. It's tip of the spear shit, but it is being addressed. So
I mean,
I mean,
Red Devil has the address for it right here. Jar Jar just confuses the fuck out of her, then she misses.
I'm gonna go to bed. I'm just gonna go to bed.
No, all right.
Why?
So Magoats,
What is this? No. Shut up. What is this incessant display? Why? Why? Where does this come from? What realm of the infinite cosmos does this fucking incessant need for this useless floppy-eared fuck to be in this game? Why? I don't understand. Like, what is he gonna do? Is he gonna accidentally trip and then you get like 100,000 crit damage put on? Like, I don't. What? What do you want? Why? I
so
don't.
so
What? The
Red's
chief
just messing with you.
Gundam goes. What? The chief Gundam goes. And everybody takes physical damage 100 times over. Like, is that the ultimate? I don't fucking. I'm done. I don't.
So Red agrees with you. Red agrees with you, just messing with you. So we don't need Jar Jar. Now
Don't.
now Magoats
What's he buttering me up for? I already
Magoats
went off my rant. I gave the people what they wanted. Oh, he's gonna butter my biscuit now? Really? Now we don't need him? You already got your rant. Be happy.
Magoats' improve is on Conquest to actually utilize our entire roster, not just the top, not just the top half of our rosters, like actual bonuses for underutilized tunes.
How do you feel about that? Do you feel like you're getting use out of your roster in Conquest? Like you're using multiple teams and you're using most of the tools in your toolbox to get through Conquest?
No. No, I'm using the strongest teams that I have.
Same here.
I'm using the strongest teams that I have just to get as far as I can for that box. I agree with him. I really do. Make it to where like the new TB. Red said laugh my ass off. I never said we need him. You went off on a tangent and I fed it.
Man, I guess I'm just too easily baited. The one that shall not be named gets named, and I just go ape shit. I'm done.
Now,
what the fuck?
now
What is wrong with you people? Why do you want?
Magoats has another really good one, and I think that I would enjoy this. I would add a guild GAC or even 2v2 or some other variation on GAC like a tiny territory war.
Gungan fuck. No, I would add a guild GAC or even two or some other variation on GAC like a tiny. Dude, I get it.
I like
no,
that.
these
That
are
would be
these
nice.
are no, I like that. These are really good suggestions, but these are not going to improve the revenue stream of Capital Games. Like I feel like
Horseshit.
all suggestions are valid. We can talk about them, we can debate them, but you've got to submit some of these questions when you're thinking about a business and where the direction of where this is headed.
So the ad.
This game is headed where if your tune is not Relic 5, you're fucked.
So
that's basically where you're at.
The ad that he puts in. Look at that from a revenue source, or as a revenue source. You have a guild GAC. That would push guilds even further than what the new TB is.
A guild GAC, don't we have that in Territory War?
Well, yes, but you actually make that a guild GAC. So you have Territory War where you sit there and you push through walls and stuff like that. But instead of pushing through walls, you take your guild and put it up against another guild. Each person,
it's like a GAC and it's person versus person.
Yes, each player in your guild gets to put up one team, and you can't put the same team up twice.
I mean, again, it's an interesting thought. I just don't. I don't know if that's something. I mean, maybe down the road. I don't know.
And then look at the revenue you could gain from a 2v2 GAC. If I was up there with your GP level, and me and you went into a 2v2, your team, my team, versus two other people. Same rules. You can't place the same team twice.
Well, now that you said that, I just kind of read ahead, and Darth Big Dog, Tremarco, Jar Jar, and Bodhi all have put in very interesting comments on the cat debate.
Yes.
And again, I know we've had Pico on the show before, and we've talked about how cat really, and it's true. I'm not dismissing Jar Jar. He's a loyal listener, so I'm not dismissing him. I understand why you would say delete cat, but that's not going to happen. But I do agree with the other comments that Darth Big Dog said. Interesting thought on cat. CG has gotten boxed in on their design based on the ability inflation that has gone into newer kits. To Marco, it's a bit frustrating. Every new character has to either revive or have anti one-shot unique in order to survive. It's maddening. Yeah, if you're at a lower GP and you don't have all the tools, yeah, dealing with in GAC or Territory War, dealing with a Kenobi team can be problematic because Cat's going to smoke somebody out of the gate. And I feel like kits have been put in place to deal with that. Like the first one obviously was Maul.
Yeah.
Right? You hit her with that first Fury of 5 and you increase her cooldowns. That was the first. Then you've got Kersantin, who he'll taunt, you can kill him, but under Jabba lead, he'll revive. And now you've got Reva, where it's like, okay, I dare you to kill me because you're just gonna make me like, dude, her stats after she's revived, they're fucking ridiculous. Like she's literally gonna hit like a truck.
Yes.
Um, so yeah, in a way, CG kind of put themselves in a box because I mean, Cat was one of those. There's not too many characters that can do shit like that. Like let's try to think and name them. Nihilus, but you gotta wait.
Yep.
You gotta make sure you get your cooldowns right. The first Mando, but again, your contract has to go off.
Yeah.
But then you have Cat, who you put one ability on her from Kenobi, who obviously is the legend, who can be ridiculously fast, and she's killing somebody. That's it. As far as I know. Jabba has an insta kill. It's his Rancor ability. But other than that, yeah, CG put themselves in a corner with Cat, and they've been making kits and tunes to deal with this. And I think it's that's why I don't think deleting Cat is the answer, because the game is going to continue to evolve to deal with this. So, it's things are only going to loosen up, in my opinion, as more kits and the game continues to evolve and things happen. It's only going to get better. Now, for people at lower GPs, yeah, dealing with this sucks, but that should, in a way, incentivize you to work on something to deal with it. And more options are becoming available.
That's true. That's true. I see. I'm sitting here reading, and I'm liking the I'm liking the discussion that they brought up, like the question that they brought in and started asking themselves. Um, Bodhi, which character has caused the most design headaches? Bodhi votes for Jedi Knight Revan.
Um, I think back in the day, yeah, because Jedi Knight Revan, you got so much tenacity, speed out of the gate, and then you could kill somebody, but then they were revived immediately with 100% health and protection.
Yep.
So yeah, Jedi Knight Revan's kit back in the day was a headache. Now, I mean, at least for me, Jedi Knight Revan is on my Jedi Master Luke team. So, and not too many people put Jedi Master Luke on defense, because that is an offensive team all day, every day, in my opinion. Some people really put him on defense. If that's what you do, that's what you do. But for me, that's offense all day. But I could see that Jedi Knight Revan. I think a bit of a caveat to that question would be, what kit causes the most design headaches now in the age of Datacrons?
Well, then that's part of the next discussion that's brought up. Uh, what move? What move has the design to be great, yet as time passes on, falls behind? McGoats brought that up and says that it's fracture.
No. Fracture with Thrawn. Now, when they nerfed it against GLs, that sucked. But I don't know how many times in GAC I've brought in an Imperial squad against a team and Fracture saved my ass.
And see,
Because there's that one goddamn tank that's taunting, and you need to get rid of it for a while, and it decreases Thrawn's speed so much that it sticks, and then you can pick off the rest of the team. No, I still think Fracture is very viable. Thrawn is still an awesome character in this game.
Darth Big Dog says it's Nihilus's insta kill. Nihilus is in, yeah, because of the buildup. If you changed it,
Yeah.
it would Nihilus would rival Cat all day.
Oh yeah. Well, but I think it's more prominent now because of how good that Omicron has made Treya.
Yes.
Because now the survivability of that team is now emboldened by the effects of that Omicron. That now Darth Nihilus's insta kill is like, if you see Darth Treya on defense, which for fuck's sake, I hope you don't. That person needs to reevaluate how they play. Just my opinion. Good lord, Darth Treya is like, you just, more often than not, you pick a team. If you fight up against a team that inflicts a lot of debuffs, you're probably gonna beat it. Like, you're probably not just gonna beat it, but you're gonna fucking smoke
And
it.
see, Red and Red just kind of hit the nail on the head again. Datacrons can adjust to any kit. CG can make whatever faction or tune OP in Datacrons if they want. All you need is cash money to reroll forever to get that Datacron. And that's it. That's the truth. The Datacron, if you put it on somebody, can nullify Cat's insta kill. If they put out a Datacron for it, Cat's insta kill is null and void.
All right. I don't know. I just feel like, and the other thing is, here's the other thing about dealing with Cat. I feel like, at least, again, I'm not trying to sound like an elitist prick, but where I play in GAC, I don't see Jedi Master Kenobi on defense very often. I really don't. I don't. If I do, I know how to deal with it. I mirror it. That's what I do. If I see it, I mirror it. I may drop a couple banners because his cat kills somebody, my cat kills somebody, but you are always going to be better than the opposing Jedi Master Kenobi because the AI is stupid. So that being said, I feel like the issue with Cat is not null and void, but it's dealt with because you don't really see it on defense all that often. It's so potent, it's on offense. And okay, so you're gonna lose a team in GAC to it. It's like, it should be expected at this point that they're gonna hold on to their Jedi Master Kenobi to get good banners on something. I feel like it's just something you have to deal with. So deleting her or all this other stuff, like, honestly, we're gonna love Reva, but again, when Reva comes out with what she does, again, how often are you gonna see Jedi Master Kenobi on fucking defense? You're not.
True.
So that alleviates the problem. That fixes it right then, right there. Now, again, tip of the spear. That's tip of the spear shit. Reva is the end game, but it takes care of the problem. But there's ways. I mean, I've seen Calvin in fucking GAC, deal with that kind of shit in these one matches. It's possible. You just got to play it right. There's ways around it.
And see, Red does it again. When Nihilus came out, it took a while to adjust to him. When Revan, Jedi Knight Revan, started the whole word vomit kit, and it snowballed from there. Now we have novels for kits.
Dude, they're not novels. They're fucking dissertations. They're fucking. Dude, these kits are outrageous. Like Reva's kit,
Malgus.
Like reading Reva or Malgus, reading their kit was like reading a full chapter in a children's book. You're like, what the hell? Well, what's going on here? And that's the thing. I think that's another interesting debate. Maybe we'll do that for maybe that's because we are tentatively supposed to have the wonderful Celiac Sarah on our next episode, so that'll be awesome. But maybe that's a question I'll ask her. As kits are getting more sophisticated, when is enough enough, and when is it too much? Like, no, seriously, when are these kits going to get to the point where it's they need to start simplifying some shit? Like, dude, honestly, and anyone in the chat, look it up. I mean, if you're listening to us, you have fucking access to Google. You have a world of information at your fingertips. Somebody find out for me right now how many different debuffs are in this game. Because I couldn't fucking tell you. I don't pay that much attention. I know there's a lot. How many different debuffs are in this goddamn game? Like, shit needs to start getting a little simpler. Or else we're like,
Yeah,
it's going to get to the point where a kit reveal is an hour and a half long video.
that's true.
Because they're trying to make kits, they're trying to make new tunes, they're trying to make people spend their money and put in an investment, but they got to think about Cat, they got to think about Nihilus, they got to think about Treya. How many, like, dude, honestly, with how Treya works, with how much strength she gains through debuffs, can you imagine somebody trying to hit a Treya team with Grand Inquisitors?
Oh, it doesn't give me a number. It doesn't give me a number. Like, I have to sit here and go through and count them.
You have to sit there and count?
Yeah, you have to count all of them.
Oh, that's hysterical. Let me know when you get tired. I'll take over.
Yeah, right. Jesus, that's a lot of.
Like, I'll say this: if they don't nerf Treya, she very, very well potentially could beat Riva, because debuffs is what makes that team stronger. I mean, it's a possibility. I could be talking completely out of my rear end. I don't know, but I mean, it's a possibility. That could be nasty. That's
30,
why I do. How many?
32 debuffs, and that does not include like other effects like armor shred, marked, and that's also not including the ship debuffs. So 32, 35 if you include the ship debuffs.
That is nonsense on a biblical scale. That is wretched. Like, and again, this game is becoming like the ultimate strategy game. Like, you go into GAC and have to sit back and look at the team and go, well, I think this poor schlep does this, and good lord. Good grief.
Let's see. Red Devil said basic fire shot. Second ability does stuff to all enemies. Third ability does more stuff to enemies and cleanses. LOL. And then no, don't nerf Treya. There are teams out there that won't feed Treya. That won't feed Treya Omni.
Dude, you know what? I'm with you. I hope they don't, because even after the Lord Vader's Omicron goes away, I still think she's going to beat Lord Vader, because he puts out enough debuffs to make that team stronger. I still think, like, I hope they don't. I really don't. I love having another tool in the toolbox that I can deal with a legend. That's honestly why I think my last opponent in GAC did not lay down his Lord Vader, because he may have scouted me and saw that I had the Trey Omicron and probably was smart enough to go, well, that's beating Lord Vader. So I mean, I don't.
The last comment comes from a goat. He said, "I would like more unique moves like captive or ransom. Those are fun mechanics."
He likes what?
So like Hondo. Hondo's got ransom and captive.
You know, how many people we got online right now?
We jump back up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We got 9 people.
9. All right. So Question for our listeners, and this is for me, because I'm perplexed and I don't know what to do. First of all, I don't know what to do with the fucking guy. I don't know what team to put him on. I don't know what to do with him. Hondo. I could give him his Omicron right now, or Grand Arena, and I love Grand Arena Omicrons, but Hondo starts the encounter with 25% turn meter for each other scoundrel or smuggler ally. If there is an enemy with the captive debuff at the start of Hondo's turn, Hondo gains an additional 15% critical chance, critical damage, and defense penetration per turn, stacking max 150%, and 3 speed, stacking 30%. Is that Omicron worth it? And who the fuck do you put with him?
I mean, that could
Like,
be.
I feel like the AI would play that stupid. So I feel like that's an offense team. My question is, who's the supporting cast for Hondo? And is that Omicron worth it? Like, and until things get stabilized with this new Grand Inquisitor event and Reva shards start becoming more abundant, maybe I should hold on to this Omicron, considering that Reva needs 3. And eventually I am going to go for Afra, and I think she needs like 2 or 3. So maybe an
Afra's 3.
Afra's 3. So
Yeah.
maybe, I mean, I'm sitting on 25 Omicrons right now. So maybe giving, I don't know. I keep looking at Hondo and I'm like, how would I use this?
I'm not 100%. I
There's
know
not
I know
there's,
whenever they released the Hondo kit, they
there's
had
8
they
of
had
you fucking people
synergy.
out there listening, so I better get an answer about something. Jesus Christ. I'd answer you if you were live streaming.
The synergies for Hondo, I could see that.
But dude,
Bam.
who's the lead? Who's the lead? Who's the supporting cast? Where
I
do
would say
you
Bam.
choose
I would say
Hondo?
Bam. Bam is going to be your lead with
Quill, IG88,
Quill, IG11, and
or
Nest
IG11, excuse me.
and Nest.
Ooh, Nest. I didn't think of that.
I could see. Yeah, I could see that. That would.
Ooh.
But you'd be breaking up Bam's team to do that.
I I don't really use BAM much in GAC, to be honest. I don't. I really like. I mean, I may use them on offense, maybe, but
Well,
I don't place them on.
Red
I don't
said that
place them on D.
Red said Hondo's an offense team. His AI plays like shit on defense. Watch Wolfie streams. He loves him on offense and takes down Malgus like he doesn't exist.
Can he type that in chat?
He did.
So oh, he did. Good.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I can't see the chat, so I don't.
I know. I'm still working on it.
Um,
He's Red said he just runs Hondo with whatever. It comes down to Hondo being last standing and he kills shit.
that's what I've heard, because I heard Hondo can even take down gas.
Oh, dude, Magoats is sitting there, has been boasting about his Hondo in the Discord. Like, dude, Hondo wrecks shit.
So the Omicron is worth it.
I don't know if he got the Omicron. I don't. I know that he's got his Hondo and relics, and that's all he's been talking about lately, is how Hondo is wrecking shit.
I
Loves
don't
it.
know. All right, I'll look into that some more.
Yeah, Red just said he just dodges everything.
I just don't know where I'd put him. All right. I will thank you, gentlemen. I will, or ladies or individuals. I will look into that some more. Yeah. All right. So holy shit, we've been about 2 hours and change. So it's time to wrap this shit up. Um I guess I just want to say in a year review, it's been an interesting year.
To
We've
say
had a
the
lot of
least.
shit. Yeah, we've had a lot of shit thrown at us. I mean, Christ, Kane's only been playing the game for 5 months, and he's been given, the War and Peace version, Tolstoy of, fucking Swigo. So he's, up to his elbows and shit to think about.
Look how
Um,
look how far I've come with my knowledge of this game in just 5 months, and there's still so much shit I don't know.
yeah, but you're right on pace. I didn't think this was going to take you very long. You're right on pace of where I thought you would be. Um, right now, your only problem is just in GAC. It's the matchmaking, and the
Yeah,
matchmaking. That's another thing we can put in the ugly. Again, it's on skill rating, but I mean, how is it skill when you're sitting at your GP with one legend, not even in relics yet, and you're facing somebody with two, if not three?
or more.
Like or more? Like how does that? And vice versa. How did I end up facing quite a few people that were 8 point something that had? I think one guy only had 5 legends, and I just put out an overloaded defense, and he couldn't break through either wall, and I just took out the teams I needed to for the win. And I felt like it was a cheese dick win. I really did. It was like, okay, I'm just gonna, and that was it, and it was over. I didn't feel accomplished. I didn't feel like this challenged me. I felt bad for the other guy for about 5 seconds. So that was it. Um, but no, it's been an interesting year since July, and doing this show, man. I gotta say it's been a hoot. It's been fun.
Oh
I
yeah, it's
have
definitely been fun.
I have met some very interesting people. I've had the opportunity to interview and talk to some very interesting people.
And we always meet and interview like the coolest fucking people.
Yeah. I've had the opportunity to get absolutely shit faced while I'm interviewing some interesting people. But again, folks, this is a cantina. This is not your, and I know some people have done it, but this is not the podcast that you pop in and listen to while you're driving your kids to school. It's just not the one you do, even though some people have done it and they've told us that. But
Our
you
show
know,
our show is like an episode of Drunk History.
it's just that's why before what, Kane? What did you put before a Twitch stream? You say the boys are drinking again. That's what we do. We're just two guys, two vets that have drinks and talk about this game and have a good time. We don't even know if we have any real valid information for you. You listen to us, you take parts you want and throw away the rest. But for all of you that are listening to us, thank you. As an end of the year kind of speech, I'm privileged to be an audience for you guys. I know Kane feels the same way. None of this is possible without any of you guys actually taking time out of your day to listen to us rant and ramble and talk shit and do all that. So I want to say thank you to all of you. I can't see who's in chat, so I can't name all the names. Kane can do that. But thank you to um, Paul, Nev, Bob, Skate Podcast guys. Thank you to Stern and Mikey Blue Eyes from Good Morning Corvalon. Thank you to Solo from the Gambit. Thank you to Sarah and Pico from Holotable News Network. Thank you to AP Gaines. We've had him on. And all the guests. But
Common, Gridden.
most importantly, Yeah, grid. Yep, grid. But most importantly, thank you guys again for listening to us and support us. Please continue. Every week we try to come up with good topics and good booze and a good buzz and a good rant. And I mean, we're not just here to talk about the game. We also want to entertain. I like entertaining. I like running my mouth and talking shit. And hopefully you guys, if you guys laugh while I'm rambling away, then I feel like I've done my job. So,
Red said you're fun to watch with your expressions.
oh, for fuck's sake, stop.
Hey, if
Um,
by all means, you guys are always welcome to jump in the Discord. We actually get a lot of our topics and stuff that we talk about and go over from you guys. I mean, like, once again, this is a show for you guys. You know,
yeah, no, that's another thing. If any of you guys ever say, "Hey, I'd like to be on the show and gab with you guys," let us know. We'll have you on.
oh yeah.
You know, I don't give a shit. The more the merrier.
Speaking of which, we need to do another community episode.
Yes, we do.
We told everybody on the last one that we were going to do it again, and that was like 2 months back.
That was a hot minute ago. Yeah.
Yeah, so we need to do another community episode and get our guys in here.
Well, next week again, like I said, we have Celiac Sarah coming on, and we're going to talk to her about this past conquest, how she felt it went, the new TB, and hit up some other topics. But other than that, man, 2022. Holy shit! I feel like we should have like flying cars at this point, but we don't. So I'm just gonna go to bed. Other than that, thank you all of you that are listening to us. Kane, do you have any final thoughts, concerns, gripes, bitches, complaints, something you want to put on the register? Go right ahead and do it.
No, I was answering one of Red's questions. You know, what's a community episode? We bring in the players that watch and listen and comment to the show. I
Yeah, I
mean,
think the last time we did it, we had 5 of our listeners hop in, and
oh no, we
I
uh we meant to do 5, and we wound up with like 13 people. Me, you, Mikey, Blue Eyes, and like 10 of our listeners because we had some conflicting schedules, so we kept having to replace people, and then
oh,
people freed up and they were able to come on the show. But yeah, it was a blast. We loved it.
yeah, and I basically I had to cut it down on topics because it just would have like we would have been up half the night. So I had a very select few hot topics of what was going on in the game, and I went through the panel. Each of you had. I tried to keep it fair. Um, Everybody per topic had like 3 minutes to make their case, and then everybody could kind of get a rebuttal if there was a disagreement. Not, eh, the word disagreement's really strong. A debate. Let's put it that way.
If that, I mean, a
And
lot of them had the same
yeah,
outlooks.
yeah, no, they did. So we want to do that again. And if any of you would like to be part of that episode, let us know, and we'll get you in there. That's too easy. Um, we like meeting new people. Again, Kane, let everybody know who's listening to us where they can find us. And hey, you really want to help us out and do something? We don't make any money off this. We do this for fun. But
Yeah, follow, and subscribe.
yeah, spread the word, man. You know, people that want to listen to 2 slightly over the hill, getting ready to be over the hill, drunk guys talk about this game, then spread the word. Let people know where we're at. But yeah, you can find us on
You
Jesus
can
Christ,
we have our Discord
YouTube.
channel. The link is here on Twitch. You guys
I
can
don't even,
find us on YouTube under the Old Man's Cantina. The link is also here on Twitch. Um, if
I don't,
you
I don't know any of this shit. Get off my lawn, Jesus Christ.
oh dude, Red, being Canadian, it's even better. The last community episode we had 4 people from Canada on. But
There's light.
yeah, hop in the Discord if you want to hear us while you're driving down the road. We also post all of our episodes on podcast. If it has a podcast, you can find us. Our newest one is on iHeartRadio.
We're on iHeartRadio now.
Yes, sir. We are on iHeartRadio. If it is a podcast form, we are on it. Apple, Google, Spotify, Anchor, iHeartRadio, Apple. Yeah, like I said, Apple, Google. We're on everything.
I guess we're moving up in the world. All right. Anywho, 2022. It's a wrap. Everyone, please be safe. I do know the holiday season for some people can be a little depressing, maybe a little sad. Connect with somebody. Everybody, if you're having an issue, there's always somebody you can talk to. You can talk to us. We're always around. We're always available. That's one great thing about this game is the community. So we're all in this together. But most importantly, we're all human beings. We play this game for fun, and we've all connected. Let's support each other. Let's all be positive. Just let's just be human beings. Let's just be good to one another. That's all I ask. So for myself and the Immortal One, I want to say good night to 2022. Let's welcome 2023 with a bang. Please stay tuned for our next episode. It'll be a doozy. It'll be awesome. Everybody, please take care. Love yourselves. Love your family. Enjoy the rest of the holiday season. And good night and good luck.
Peace.